Thank you, Brian and Jocelyn. Really well done. Good afternoon. I'm Jason Clark, and it is my pleasure as principal of the Kingstec campus to welcome you to today's convocation ceremony to celebrate the class of 2025. I will begin by acknowledging that we are in Mi'kma'ki, the unceded territory and ancestral homeland of the Mi'kmaq Nation. Our relationship is based on a series of peace and friendship treaties between the Mi'kmaq Nation and the Crown dating back to 1725. In Nova Scotia, we recognize that we are all treaty people. We also acknowledge the African Nova Scotians who arrived here 400 years ago, and from that time on, they have contributed to the infrastructure and economic wealth of the towns and cities that they helped build, but from which they could not benefit. Let us learn more about how our respective communities were shaped by the historical contributions of African Nova Scotians to Mi'kma'ki. To our graduates, their families and supporters, to our special guests, and to all those joining us through our live stream, thank you for being part of this very special day as we celebrate our amazing class of 2025. It is now my pleasure to introduce the stage guests. In the front row, starting with my immediate right, we have Don Bureau, nscc President. Demiola Oliemi, nscc Board Member. Andrew Lafford, Vice President Academic. In the second row, starting farthest from me, Sarah Hall, Dean, School of Trades and Transportation. Don Jardine, Dean, School of Technology and Environment. Kathy Forrester, Assistant Registrar. Donna Kennedy, Director, Enrollment and Registrar. Abu Kamara, Manager, Student Services. Brad Hurd, Academic Chair, School of Trades and Transportation. Alex Renault, Academic Chair, School of Technology and Environment. I'd also like to acknowledge our important partners and supporters of Kingstec who are in attendance today. Gerald Toney, Chief, Annapolis Valley First Nation. Sarah McDonald, Elder and Knowledge Holder, Annapolis Valley First Nation. Natasia Kennedy, Council Member and Education Director, Annapolis Valley First Nation. Monique Holland, Council Member, Annapolis Valley First Nation. Dave Corkum, Mayor, Municipality of the County of Kings. Thank you for joining us today to celebrate our graduates. I would now like to take a moment to acknowledge our 2025 Student Association Executive. Darcy Cudmore, President. Tracy Benjamin, Vice President Activities. Colin McKinnon, Vice President Communications. Oriel Kavedieva, Vice President Finance. And Tamara Rand, Vice President Services. These student leaders have given their time and energy to enhance the college experience for our students. Thank you for your incredible contributions. At this time of year, we say goodbye to those in our campus family who have chosen to retire. I'd like to recognize all of our retiring staff and ask those who are present to please stand when I call their name. Alice Venema, Faculty, School of Access Education and Language, 15 years. Heather Hill, Faculty, School of Business and Creative Industries, 16 years. Glenn Mahan, Facilities Manager, 20 years. Jill Hiscock, faculty, School of Business and Creative Industries, 20 years. And Dale Grushi, faculty, School of Health and Human Services, 26 years. Congratulations on your retirement. Thank you for putting your heart and soul into supporting our students and imprinting a legacy of caring and positivity in our campus community. Family and friends, we are so glad you've taken the time to support the graduates in person and online. Our photographer, Jess Bain, will take pictures of each graduate receiving their credential. In turn, we please ask that our guests do not leave their seats to take photos. A link to the photos will be emailed to each graduate within a day or two of our event. You will also have an opportunity for photos during the alumni reception following today's ceremony in our campus library. To our graduates, when you began your learning journey with us, you were eager, curious, and maybe a little anxious. What stands out the most is the incredible energy you carried with you, the spark of enthusiasm for learning that filled every hallway, classroom, shop, lab, and conversation. As we gather today, that same spark is still there, but any initial anxiousness is gone and been replaced with confidence, strength, and a sense of purpose. Having witnessed that transformation is what makes this day so special for all of us. So many individuals have played a role in supporting your journey to graduation. And I'd like to take a moment to express my gratitude to our staff. I'd ask our campus employees to please stand and be acknowledged. We are so thankful for all your efforts to support the success of our learners. Graduates, you have accomplished so much and you should be so proud. Please know that your entire college family is absolutely thrilled to see you shine today and can't wait to see what you do next. On behalf of all of us at Kingstec, congratulations to the class of 2025. It is now my privilege to welcome our President, Don Bureau, to address our graduates and guests.
Well, thank you, Jason. Good afternoon, everybody. As Jason mentioned, I have the honor of being the president of the Nova Scotia Community College, and I'm responsible, ultimately, I guess, for the 14 campuses that we have in the Nova Scotia Community College system. But I do want to say there's something special for me to be here at Kingstec. You see, a number of years ago, I worked at this campus for a few years, and it feels like I'm coming home every time I get to come back here. I see friends and colleagues that I haven't seen for a year, so it's always nice to be back at the Kingstec campus. And I too want to welcome everyone today as we celebrate the class of 2025. Graduates, please know this is an incredibly important milestone in your lives, and we are here this afternoon to celebrate your success, and I also want to congratulate each and every one of you. You know, folks, we come together this afternoon at a time of immense change in the world around us. That word change is such a simple word. It's just 6 letters long. But it carries with it the weight of our greatest fears and the promise of our brightest future. And at a time when the world feels a little more uncertain and volatile than usual, we're also seeing the pace of change also increasing. You know, it's been said that the pace of change that we're experiencing right now will be the slowest that we experience for the rest of our lives. Let's take, for example, the pace of change in technology. Now, our graduates, some of you may have heard of the AI application of ChatGPT. You may have come across that before. Would you believe that to reach 50 million users, it took ChatGPT less than a month? And by comparison, it took 3 years for Facebook, 12 years for cell phones. For those of us that are old enough to remember, 50 years for traditional phones. And it took 62 years for the automobile to reach 50 million users worldwide. But ChatGPT reached 50 million users in 28 days. And in a world where rapid and nonlinear change is just a given, it may seem that there's little room for hope and optimism. But I think the exact opposite is true. I believe there are incredible, incredible opportunities ahead for us as a country, as a region, as a province. You know, folks, I get to work with incredible people every day, whether they're NSCC faculty and staff, whether they are wonderful elected officials like Mayor Corkum and our chief that's joining us today. It's such an incredible opportunity to have the opportunity to work with these individuals who are optimists. They're optimists. And you know, it's been noted that a pessimist sees a difficulty in every opportunity, but an optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty. So graduates, the question becomes, how do we see and prepare for these amazing opportunities that are ahead of us? And I believe there are 3 ways to prepare. The first is the truism in the quote by Malcolm X, that a commitment to education is a passport to future opportunities, since tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. And graduates, we are here this afternoon to celebrate your commitment to education. And with the amount of new worldwide information doubling every 2 years, the need to be committed to lifelong learning has never been stronger. So graduates, please continue with your formal and informal learning after you cross this stage today. The second area we need to focus on to prepare for the opportunities of tomorrow is rooted in the word courage. You know, research tells us that 80% of people worldwide believe the world is changing just too quickly for them, indicating an overall sense of anxiety and fear in the current state of affairs. But my favorite author, John Maxwell, says that your life expands with courage and it shrinks with fear. And he explains that while successful people have fear in their life, they instead focus on courage. However, simply thinking about courage does not make you courageous. You must take action. And graduates, I'm sure that each one of you had a little fear mixed into your emotions when you thought about going to NSCC. But your courage led you to action that resulted in you being here this afternoon. And the third area that we need to focus on to prepare for the opportunities ahead is adaptability. Now, what is adaptability? For me, adaptability is the capacity to adjust quickly and easily to changes in your life, both your personal life and your work life. And it's critically important now more than ever to build the muscle of adaptability. Would you believe that adaptability is the number one characteristic sought by employers of their employees? And John Maxwell, when speaking about adaptability, he explains that life is not like a puzzle. Excuse me. When you make a puzzle, what do? You take all the pieces out, you lay them out in front of you, you look at the picture on the cover of the puzzle box, and there you have it. You have a clear and defined picture of what's before you, and there's no room to adapt. Life, he says, is the exact opposite. He says you have to take action and be adaptable before you see the picture of what's before you in your life. So graduates, my overall ask of you is to take the amazing skills that you've gained while here at NSCC into this world of change, and please, please never stop having the courage to take action and to not let fear be your dominant emotion as you adapt and as you build the picture of the next phase of your lives. And when we think about the action that you took to finish and pursue your studies, graduates, whether they're family, friends, amazing NSCC faculty and staff, there are people who are joining us this afternoon who were with you on that journey. They helped you be courageous and adaptable. And to the audience, unbeknownst to our graduates, they actually have one more assignment that they must do before they get to come up here on the stage and get their credential. And you can't see it, but I now have their attention. They're all looking at me right now. And what is your last assignment? This is it. Would you take a minute to think of that person or persons who are joining us today for whom you have gratitude, to whom you'd like to say thank you for being there during your learning journey? I ask you that because we have a tradition at NSCC, a tradition where I ask the graduating class as your last assignment to stand as you are able and give a wave of appreciation to somebody in the audience to say thank you. Thank you for helping you be courageous. Thank you for helping you be adaptable. So graduates, as your last assignment, stand as you're able and give a wave of appreciation to somebody in the audience, please. Fabulous. Awesome. Well done. I have the pleasure of granting your very last mark here at NSCC before you graduate, and I think the audience would agree you would deserve an A+. Congratulations. You can now officially graduate. Well done. And before I conclude, there's one other important group of individuals who are joining us this afternoon that I want to acknowledge. You see, for decades, the alumni of the Nova Scotia Community College have been courageous. They've been adaptable. They've worked and lived in their communities to help build the economy and quality of life of this incredible province, Nova Scotia, and beyond. So if you are a past graduate of the Nova Scotia Community College, or any of our predecessor institutions or schools, or if you're a graduate of CCEDP or any other of our internal learning programs, would you now stand to be recognized? And people, look around the gymnasium and see who stands up, please. Look at that. Thank you very much. The population of Nova Scotia is just over 1 million people. And would you believe that in Nova Scotia we have over 100,000 NSCC alumni? To each and every one of you, I want to say thank you for being such incredible ambassadors to the Nova Scotia Community College. Thank you. And in conclusion, the French author Madame Nin once said that life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. And to be truly courageous, you must never forget that you are braver than you believe, you are stronger than you seem, you are smarter than you think, and you are loved more than you will ever know. To you, our amazing class of 2025, let me simply say you did it. Again, congratulations, well done, thank you, well done.
I'm Alex Renault, the Academic Chair for the School of Technology and Environment. Mr. President, I present to you the following candidates who have completed all of the requirements for credentials in the School of Technology and Environment. The candidates for the Diploma in Electrical Technician, Rylan Carey. Jack Chipman. Cameron Flynn. Nicholas Frazier. Easton Fulton. Garrett Galton. Zachary Gould. Maxwell Hillier. Jesse Lewis. Aaron Malloy. Marc Mongion. Yang Wu. Mr. President, the graduates in Electrical Technician. For the information of the audience, those students who attained honors standing have this designation noted in the program. Congratulations for your outstanding academic performance. Students whose names appear in the program but who are unable to be with us today are automatically admitted to their respective certificates or diplomas. Mr. President, the candidates for the Diploma in Electronic Engineering Technician, Damien Can. Hal Clark. Thomas Hogaterp. Alec Ramey. Nathaniel Trevors. Alexander Wynot. Mr. President, the graduates in Electronic Engineering Technician. Mr. President, the candidates for the Diploma in Horticulture and Landscape Technology, Landscape. Gus Barker. Robert Churchill. Brett Drost. Evelyn Gray. Jared Kaiser. Abigail O'Brien. Summer Power. Michael Upshaw. Mr. President, the graduates in Horticulture and Landscape Technology, Landscape. Mr. President, the candidates for the Diploma in Horticulture and Landscape Technology, Operations, Maria Bond Kelly. Kate Fedoric. Victoria Fox. Grace Greer. Anand Titus. Nicole Wells. Mr. President, the graduates in horticulture and landscape operations.
Everyone, I'm Brad Hurd, the Academic Chair for the School of Trades and Transportation. Mr. President, I present to you the following candidates who have completed all the requirements for their credential in the School of Trades and Transportation. Mr. President, the candidates for the Certificate in Automotive Service and Repair. Cameron Huntley. Brock Jodry. Darcy Jodry. Congratulations. George Kaspersak. Congratulations, Ashley. Ashton Kaiser. Congratulations. Xavier Labrador. Vanessa Penny. Don't lose that, man. Connor Phillips Singer. Benjamin Penio. Mateo Riley. Congratulations. Ian Shand. Liam Thorpe. Julian Tony. All right, I'm glad I asked. Weil. Nathaniel Weil. Mr. President, the graduates in automotive service and repair. Mr. President, the candidates for the certificate in electrical construction and industrial. Charles Cormier. Caitlin Delaney. Bernard. Logan Dilmenard. Rylan Greeno. Mackenzie Hanlon Brown. Congratulations. Benedict Hudson. Lily McClellan. Congratulations, baby. Braden McMullen. Sydney Ma. Hunter Metacraft. Congratulations. Congrats. Caleb Oakham Mitchell. Thank you. Christian Roberts. Come on up, man. Christopher Singer. Congrats, Adrian. Adrian Smith. Doing all right. Congratulations, Hayden. Yeah. Hayden Terrian. Mr. President, the graduates in electrical construction and industrial. Mr. President, the candidates for the certificate in plumbing. Jacob Caldwell. Quinn Crow. Nicole Edgson. Congratulations. Jamar Graham. Invited guests, it is a tradition at Nova Scotia Community College that when a member of the staff is a family member graduating, we offer them the opportunity to participate in the ceremony and present the credential. Kelly Holman, join us now to present their daughter, Rebecca Holman, with a certificate in plumbing. Jake Parker. Nicholas Robichaud. Congratulations, Brendan. Brennan Waterman. Congrats, Tim. Timothy White. Mr. President, the graduates in plumbing. Mr. President, the candidates for the certificate in precision machining. Adadapo, Adabigbite. Adabita. Oh, I got it wrong. Damn it. Michael Crowell. Kathy Mailman, join us now to present their stepson, Cale Gillis Mailman, with her certificate in precision machining. You all right? Trevor Harvey. Oh, okay. Maxime Laville. Abigail Smith. Robert Winger. Mr. President, the graduates in precision machining. Mr. President, the candidates for the diploma in carpentry. Michael Andrews. Yeah, got it. Kaylin Ansems. Bonnie O'Clair. Nevin Bowden. Keelan Buckler. Mark Corkum. All right, congrats, Aaron. Aaron Dempsey. It's just like a wall. Corbin DeWall. Adam Hillier. Congrats, Tristan. Tristan Kennedy. Caitlin Quinton. Brinley Rector. Congratulations. Nice job. I was going to ask. Carly Richard. Liam Rude. Sabine? Sabian. All right. Xander Sabian. Mr. President, the graduates in carpentry. Mr. President, the candidates for the diploma in CNC machining. James Nish. Ryan Perrin. Jackson Singleton. Congratulations. Taylor Stone. Sean Van Ostrom. Mr. President, the graduates in CNC machining. Mr. President, the candidates for the diploma in truck and transport repair. Kyle Bent. Matthew, right? Matthew Blinn. Congrats, Evan. Evan Carr. Kiera Crockett. Ryan Ells. Good job. Kieran Fleming. Elijah Mailman. Zach Titus.
Mr. President and invited guests, I present to you the 2025 graduating class of the Kingstec campus, Nova Scotia Community College. Good afternoon. My name is Abu Kamar. I'm the Manager of Student Services here at Kingstec. It's a pleasure to have all of you join us this afternoon. I now have the distinct honor of introducing this year's valedictorian. Kaylin Anzems was nominated this year as the Kingstec valedictorian and was chosen to represent the 2025 class. Kaylin is graduating today from our Carpentry Diploma program. It is really interesting how our perspectives shape how we see the world, and also how we move through it. Kaylin has always been someone who views life as a puzzle, where others may see or might see obstacles. She sees opportunities, pieces just waiting to be connected. It is true that we cannot always predict the defining moments of our lives, but if we choose to look carefully and critically and be willing to see each conversation, each experience, and each person as a potential piece of something larger, that things may be different for us. For Kaylin, one of those pieces was revealed when she attended our open house event. As time went on, more pieces fell into place. Meaningful interactions with faculty and classmates, the deep satisfaction she feels when building things, the sense of fulfillment. At Kingstec, she realized for the first time that learning could be fun. It all feels like a puzzle. I love putting things together, she shared with me. What a joy to know that within these walls, experiences are happening for our students in the classroom that are helping them put the pieces of their lives together. It comes as no surprise that Kaylin plans to complete the requirements for a Red Seal after she graduates and to become a wilderness camping instructor. In doing so, I have little doubt that she will likely create many, many more moments that help others put the pieces of their lives together. Please welcome Kaylin Anselm.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for being here today. Mr. President, Principal, stage guests, esteemed faculty and staff, friends, family, and the reason we're all gathered here today, fellow graduates of 2025. My name is Kaylin Anselms, and I'm honored to be your valedictorian. We've all had different paths to arrive here at NSCC. Some of us came right out of high school. Some started with other post-secondary journeys, like gap years, art school, careers in education, business, and more, but decided it was time to shake things up and try something new. My own journey started just a few minutes away on a farm in Port Williams where I grew up. I bounced between public school, private school, back to public school, until about halfway through my grade 11 year, I dropped out, or as my parents like to say, transferred to homeschooling. I spent some time working, trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, before I recalled enjoying shop in high school and decided it was time to return to college and try out the carpentry program here. School was never something I could say I truly enjoyed, despite being very good at it, so it came as a surprise when I had the realization a few months into my first year here that, oh, I'm having a good time. Learning is fun again. I was almost disappointed when classes would be canceled for snow days. I didn't know then how much of an impact these past 2 years would have on me, but now, as I stand here in front of everyone, I'm starting to get the picture. Our paths to Kingstec have all been unique, but we are all tied together by the decision each and every one of us made to practice and one day maybe master a trade. As we advance into the workforce and apprenticeships and improve our skills, we won't forget how we started, which is with mistakes. I know I've made my fair share of them. School provides an opportunity to learn with support from teachers and peers, and to practice those skills until you can use them to do work you can be proud of. It also provides the space to make stupid mistakes, like orienting a concrete foundation in the wrong direction on a plot of land. Thanks to one project where my group did just that, I know I won't do it ever again. We learned that there are some nails that you should never use to tack two pieces of lumber together if you ever want to see them apart again, at least without the use of a reciprocating saw. Measure once, cut 3 times was the phrase I followed for a few too many projects. I've learned a lot with being okay with imperfections, and it's through errors that we do the most learning. The days I came home from school, complaining endlessly to my family about how much I did wrong and how horrible my day was, were the days that I learned the most. It was a frustrating process at many times, but an important process nonetheless. When I registered for the carpentry diploma program here, I didn't know who would be in the program with me, and I didn't know if I would be the only one who wasn't a man. And the thought that I might be worried me a little bit. Fortunately, the carpentry class of 2025 is about a quarter women, a pretty high number compared to what the workforce is like. As of 2022, women made up only 7.4% of trades jobs across Canada, and in Nova Scotia, that number drops to 5.6%. But looking around the room today, I have hope that that number will change. Because as we move on from college to job sites full of work to be done, as electricians, technicians, plumbers, mechanics, machinists, horticulturalists, and carpenters, we should be encouraging more women to join our ranks. In a time when we have such a shortage of skilled trades workers, it's important for anyone with a passion for fitting pipes or framing walls to thrive and be successful at their work. And to my fellow queer and trans people graduating today, here's to successful futures in an industry that hasn't been so welcoming to us in the past and still isn't to this day. No matter what anyone says, we belong. Finally, friendship. It's something that has carried me through my past 2 years here at Kingstec. Some of my favorite memories of being here were the many lunch hours spent playing cards with classmates and shouting at each other over those games. In the C-Wing hall during breaks, you might also hear a guitar being strummed, see two programs lined up against each other ready to face off in a tug-of-war battle, or catch a glimpse of RC cars zipping around at ankle height. In classes and shop, I was fortunate enough to have the support of many friends who were pretty good at helping each other out. If Phil or Brian were busy, you could usually count on there being at least one person who knew a little bit more about how to do a new task, or there being someone who had paid more attention during demonstrations and taken more notes during theory classes. Peer support and instructor support go hand in hand, and it was really valuable to have both. During my summers, I like to help lead youth camping and sailing trips, and one of the things we tell participants is that the community you form over the duration of that trip will never be replicated, so savor the time together you have as that group. I'd like to apply that philosophy here, because even though it won't be the same, I hope the friendships we've made at Kingstec over the past year or two will last even after we walk out these doors for the last time as this class. Personally, I want to thank a few people. To Philip Mack, our first-year carpentry instructor, who taught us the basics of tools from chisels to table saws. You should feel very lucky that nobody in our class stole your miniature Adirondack chair or picnic table models, because a bunch of us really, really wanted to. To Nate Wood for teaching us the important skills of communication, even when many of us would have preferred to be in the shop. And to Brian Rideout, our second-year instructor, who told me he'd pay me $50 if I said nice things about him. I was going to say nice things anyway, but I appreciate a bonus. I know we learned a lot about volleyball from you, as well as all of the actual carpentry stuff. Thanks for encouraging us to be the ones on the smart end of the tape. I also want to say thanks to my family, who have supported me each step of the way, and for raising me to be the person I am today. Now you can finally say I have a diploma from something later than middle school. And to everyone seated here today who will be walking out with a certificate or diploma, congratulations. We made it through, persevering through tough stretches and flourishing as future tradespeople, helping to build the world up for the better. To the class of 2025, thank you and happy graduation.
What an incredible speech. Thank you so much for that. So many great advice and knowledge in that, and a message of belonging. Just so amazing. I'm always so blown away by our students, how articulate and how wise they are. We learn just as much from you as you do from the faculty here, so thank you for that. I'd like to call our principal, Jason, to present. Oh, sorry. I'd like to call our principal, Jason, to present the Valedictorian Award. Thank you.
Thank you, Caleb, for your inspirational words. This brings us to the end of today's convocation proceedings. I want to extend a tremendous thank you to everyone who contributed to making this convocation ceremony a truly special event. Graduates, after receiving your credential on stage, you were presented with your NSCC alumni pin. We hope from this moment forward, you will wear it proudly. Because today, when you shed your gown, your connection to NSCC does not end. In fact, it is just beginning. Yesterday, you were students. Today, you are graduates. Forever, you are NSCC alumni. And today, you have the opportunity to attend your very first alumni event. We invite everyone to join us in our library for the alumni reception immediately following the ceremony. During the recessional, the stage guests, led by our president, followed by staff, and then the graduates will leave the gym. Please stand for the recessional as you are able, and remain standing until the stage party, staff, and graduates have left the gym. And let's give one big more round of applause to the class of 2025.